Assalamualaikum and good evening, Miss.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, bye.
Thank you for making time for us in order to make this interview happen. So we are working on studying the topic of working culture, which covering the topic of freedom in working culture. So we will ask you a few questions and you may answer it based on your experience. So are you ready?
Yes, I'll try my best. Okay.
So the first question is, what is the culture's perspective on work? Is it regarded solely as a platform of money gaining, or as something to be cherished and valued in of itself?
Okay, let me introduce myself first. Okay, about my working experience. Okay, so before I moved to KPM Standard in 2021, so this is my second year of teaching here. I was an MRSM teacher for 5 years in MRSM Arong, Belize. So basically, I was a school teacher before becoming a lecturer here, but I was teaching English subjects as well. So for the first 5 years of working as a teacher, yes, the first aspect of working was about passion. Yes, I was very passionate to become a teacher. And then the second thing, of course, the salary or the money. Okay, but now I think the money comes first, maybe because of, every aspect in our life needs money. So yeah, money is very important when I choose the career. Okay, and then when you are satisfied with your job, you find it more passionate to continue with your job.
I see. So it depends, and
It depends.
the idea or the intention change through time across
Yeah,
time.
I don't know why. First few years of teaching, I found it. Yeah, it was my passion because my parents were both teachers, so they were teaching, so it's in my blood. But then after 5 years of teaching, I think the salary is very important. Actually, we need money. We need money, right? To So what I can say is both money and passion and satisfaction are very important in a career.
So moving on to the next question, what is the typical work week and schedule in this culture? Are there long hours, rigid schedules, or flexibility in terms of when and where work is done?
Okay, basically, working here in KPM, we have to work for 9 hours per day. 5 days in week for 9 hours per day. So equal to 9 times by 5 equal to 45 hours per week. Okay, so similar to school system actually. Yes, school system was from 7:20 earlier than KPM. Okay, class start at 7:20 or 7:30, finish until 2:30. But then we also have evening session like additional class, co-curricular activities, homeroom session. Okay, for every week. So basically, it's quite similar the working period. In terms of flexibility, I found it more flexible to be working in KPM Standard because we have flexi hour, which means you can choose either you want to come as early as 7:30 or as late as 9 AM. But then 7:30 plus 9 hours, so you have to go back as early as 4:30 PM. Or if you come at 9 AM, you can go back at 6 PM. So I think that's quite flexible for a lecturer like me.
Wow, there's a term of flexi hours.
But I like the idea of the US government now. They are imposing 4 days per week of working. So instead of 5 days, they are having 4 days of working in a week. So that is very much flexibility there. Okay, and they found out that the physical, psychological state or mind of their workers are more productive. Okay, it's better than the 5 days of working. I really hope that our system will get to work for 4 days per week.
So the next question will be, how much autonomy do workers typically have in this culture? Are they expected to follow strict guidelines and rules, or are they given more freedom to make their own decision?
Okay, this culture means
In your
institution,
case,
KPM
as a lecturer.
Okay, in terms of any aspect. Okay, in terms of working period or working speed, I think before this it was very flexible because we were allowed to do work from home during the PKP, right? But I actually prefer working from home. You have more flexibility because you can watch your children, because I have 2 daughters at home. So instead of feeling worried of sending them to the daycare, you can observe and take care of them at the at our house while having online classes. But now we are not allowed to do so because there's no more PKP, right? So it's actually I think we should have hybrid classes. So face to face together with online class. I'm not saying the online class is very important. Face to face is also important, right? So we have to have the combination of these two to become hybrid classes, so that we'll have more flexibility in our working place.
I agree because when you have like a very all week physical classes, you don't have time with your family and PKP. So I think maybe the government or the system should make maybe hybrid classes or maybe
make it less rigid, right?
Okay. Do you think working as a lecturer are more conducive to a free and flexible working culture in this society? If so, why?
Can I make comparison between working as a lecturer and working as a teacher?
Yes,
because I was a teacher for 5 years, right? So I think it's very conducive working as a lecturer, but not too conducive, which means it's moderate. Okay, because why is it so? Is because as a teacher, I taught school children. Okay, so not children, school teenagers, which were not adults. So they totally depend on us, even to make the decision. Okay, so compared to this context of teaching, I am teaching adult students. So they are able to make their own decisions. They're not too dependent on the lectures. So I think in terms of students, yes, here in KPM, it is very conducive. Okay, it is very flexible because of the students' age. Okay, and their ability to make decisions on their own. In terms of time management, yes, we have flexi hours like I mentioned earlier. So flexi hours mean I can choose whether I want to come at 7:30 or as late as 9 AM. So it's very conducive and flexible, especially for mothers, lecturers who are mothers as well, kan? Because I need to send my children to the daycare and to manage my time as well. Okay.
I agree with that because when it comes to comparison between school and the college, there's a difference between teacher, which they mean to teach, and lecture is they mean to lecture. So lecture means the students can already be independent and he or she can think on her own or his own. Compared to the students, they might be guided on even in the way of they need to think. So it's different lah. So maybe it is much better or much conducive as a lecturer. So from your point of view, how important is work-life balance in this culture? Are there policies or practices in this KPM to support this balance?
Okay, personally, I think it is very important to have a balance between work and life. Okay, especially in time management. Okay, for example, in this KPM Sri Skandar system, I found out that the allocation of holiday or cuti rehat is quite fair. Okay, the number of cuti rehat per year, we have at least 25 days per year that we and we can accumulate the holiday year by year, but we do have limit. Okay, it's quite fair, and my superior, they're very considerate and tolerant. Every time I apply for holiday, okay, cuti rehat, instead of not cuti sam, cuti rehat, so they will approve my holiday, but I have to consider the time as well. Means I cannot simply apply for a holiday during the class period. We need to replace the class. Okay, so we still need to consider that time as well, that thing as well. So saying that it is very balanced, not that balanced, but at least it is fair for the workers or employees in terms of allocation of holiday.
Okay, so I'm going to take over the next question from Bud.
Okay, SOFEA.
We'll move on to the 6 questions. With what role do technologies and digital communications plays in the lecturer's working culture, and are they seen as a platform for more freedom and constraining?
Okay. For me, I regard technology and digital communication as a platform for more freedom for lecturers, because we go for paperless, and the second one, it saves energy and also our time. Okay, as simple as WhatsApp group. Okay, it uses technology, right? So when we form a WhatsApp group with our class, with our students, it saves a lot of time For example, when I want to transmit any information, when I want to say something, if I want to, if I need to cancel my class, okay, so I just can directly tell them in the WhatsApp, and then yeah, they can reply as soon as possible. Okay, directly reply. And then in terms of, for example, online class, yes, it's very flexible. I love the way we had online class when we were in PKP. Especially Google Classroom. Okay, I'm teaching EAG 1562 English Language Skills, where they have to produce a video. So to submit that video, it needs a technology platform. So I use Google Classroom, Teams, and so on to discuss and to and for them to do the editing tools. All things in my class use technology, so I prefer it that way. Actually, it's very good and flexible.
So it's not like just helping you with all the
Yeah,
it actually helps the students' skills as
Yeah,
well, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
Okay.
Are there any traditional or cultural practice that shapes the way work is done in this society?
Okay, talking about traditional and cultural approach in the society, what I can see is by comparing the previous system in American in school, okay, and in KPM, so we had a management team in the school which were, I would say, quite strict and rigid, because, for example, okay, whenever the teachers came in late to the class, they will wait for us outside of the class. Actually, yeah, teachers need to come to be punctual to their class, but sometimes we do have emergency cases, right? So you will see the timbalan, the vice principal waiting for you almost every day, early in the morning. Okay, so which I found it quite rigid and very strict. Okay, with the management team. Okay, compared to KPM side now, I've never seen our director going to class and wait for the lecturer. I've never seen. I'm not sure. Maybe he's checking on the attendance of lecturer, but then not that strict, not to that extent of waiting for the lecturer in front of the class. 9 AM, you should be here. Where are you now? So not to that extent. So I think at least you as lecturer have to come to class, okay, and attend the class. But then if you are quite late, like 9:05 AM, 9:10 AM, 5 to 10 minutes, it should be fine, I think. And I treat the way I treat my students as well. For example, if they came in late to my class with solid reason, so I just accept them and let them into the class.
How does this practice impact your freedom and flexibility at your work?
Okay. Another example that can I give another example?
Yeah.
Maybe relationship between colleagues.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I think the system is quite considerate and quite flexible, because there's no rigid boundary between superiors and also the employees. Okay, so we do have boundary, but not too rigid. Okay, so if we have deadlines to be complied, we have to comply to the deadlines. Okay, for example, submitting lesson plans and documents. Okay, but they do consider if we have other things, I mean emergency, okay, solid reasons, so they still consider. Okay, so we still get this extension. Okay, what I can say is relationship between colleagues and superior in this workplace is quite fair and flexible for the employees.
Are there any specific regulations for workers in your workplace, and how do these regulations affect your abilities to have more freedom in your workplace?
Okay, in terms of specific regulation, I would say we have to be specific in terms of our attendance to workplace. Okay, this is because at the end of each month, our head of department or superior, okay, will call us and then they will provide us with the list of attendance for that particular month. For example, in January, let's see, if I don't apply any holiday in the online system, we do have online system for holiday. If you want to take leave, so you have to apply it first, and then even if have MC or sick leave, you have to take the picture of the sick leave as a proof, and then you have to upload it in the online system. Okay, we call it Hermes system. If you don't record any of your absence at your workplace, so there will be no record, right? So they will ask, our head of department will ask us, why the days of working is not enough in 1 month. So instead of 30, why didn't you apply for a leave on, let's say, on 28th of January, for example? Okay, no record in the online system. So what happened to you on that day? So you have to justify yourself. So make sure each time we have to make sure that we have to follow the guideline or the regulations, okay, to keep track and keep recording of our absence. Okay, if you want to take leave or if you have any MC, you have to upload it in the system. So that's I think that is one of the regulations that we really have to follow, because after all, at the end of each month, they will check our attendance.
For example, the deadline system and ensuring attendance for every lecture is like from 7:30 to 9 AM. So in your view, do you ever find this burdening of ensuring?
Okay, personally, honestly speaking, I think the flexi hours, okay, from 7:30 AM to 9 AM is is the best part for me when I moved to KPM Sri Iskandar. Again, I need to compare between KPM and MRSM, okay, because in MRSM we don't really have any flexi hours. Okay, if you have classes at 7:30, you still have to come to school at 7:20. For example, 7:30. Okay, and then but in KPM Sri Iskandar we do have flexi hours, so you can actually manage your time wisely. Okay, for example, as a mom who is juggling between work and managing my children, okay, so I need more time in the early morning to wake my children up and then prepare them before they go into their daycare or their kindergarten. And I also can spend my time having my breakfast. So it's a bit lenient, a bit flexible for mothers, I think, especially for mothers and fathers as well, and parents, okay. So I can choose when I feel ready, and when I have finished everything, okay, settling my children, so I can go to the office. Okay, so I can choose whether I want to go as early as 7:30 or as late as 9 AM. So that is a very good part for KPMSI, because sometimes my children, it's not easy for them to wake up early in the morning, so I need more time. So that's why I'm saying that it's very flexible and lenient for me. Okay, the flexi hour, I like it very much compared to MSN system before this. Okay.
Has this culture approach to freedom and flexibility in the workplace evolved over time? And are there any historical and societal factors that have contributed to this evolution?
Okay, for me, I think it all depends on the management on the top, okay, on how they want to execute or impose the rules and regulations in the system, okay. So back then, I have heard stories, okay, in our college, okay, so the system was quite different, where lecturers were allowed to have shorter working period, and they were allowed to choose whether they want to have class on the day or at night. So it depends on their time management. Okay, so as long as they conduct the classes and they finish the syllabus, so they are allowed and they have the freedom and power to choose. For example, if they want to finish the class in the morning, then you don't have any class in the evening, or they even can choose to have class at night. I think for our lecturers, for current management team now, is quite not that strict, but then we have to follow the regulations, right? Different management have different ways of regulation. Okay, so it's not that saying that this is too rigid, but then we have to follow the timetable. So we have to comply to the timetable, okay? And also back then I also heard that the lecturers had the same holiday, like the semester holiday with the students. So every time students went back, so lecturers can have their holiday as well. Okay. So that one was very flexible, and I think better management, I think, in terms of holiday and also working period, and also time preference for class.
So thank you, Miss.
Okay.
Yes, for this interview.
Okay, no problem. Okay, it's my pleasure.